Yo, what's up, Blackish fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. We're continuing to go through Marlon Craft's catalog. It's someone I think he's extremely intelligent. He's definitely got something interesting to say. And we just reacted to something called The Happy he put out at midnight, and it's just a completely different vibe. I'm becoming a fan. And I've also decided to continue looking through his catalog. I'm separating freestyles from some of his work and just digging into it, right? So this is one that I came across called Pace. I don't know anything about it, but really trying to let's check it out together. Let's get right into
Yo, shoot my shot like I'm Kraftovich. Ain't gon' do nothing with the rock more than pass the shit. My chick a dime piece like 10.
Yo, what did he just say there? He said something about crafting.
Yo, shoot my shot like I'm Kraftovich. Ain't gon' do nothing with the rock more than pass the shit.
He's just playing on words, right? Like Lucas, Luco, right? All these foreign NBA players. He's talking about hooping, right? You can see him. I see him over there getting his little bop, bop, bop. I didn't know you could hoop, Marlon. All right, bro. But yo, he's from the hood himself, right? If I'm not mistaken. But I like what he said there. I'm pretty sure he said you ain't gonna do nothing with the rock. Man, pass that shit, right? The rock is the basketball when we're hooping. Yo, pass the rock, bro. Pass the rock, right? Boom, right? Boom, boom, boom. He's saying, yo, if you can't handle the platform you've been given, then get off the platform, right? If you're not shitting, get off the pot, right? That's another way people say it.
Shoot my shot like I'm Kraftovich. Ain't gon' do nothing with the rock more than pass the shit. My chick a dime piece like 10 pacifists. I'm on the pier with a.
Just nice wordplay there, right? And for those that, when I think of a pacifist, I normally think of somebody that can't justify war, right? It's not justifiable. But I don't know how he's using that. Let me know if there's another interpretation or what you guys think. Obviously, I get the dime piece, the 10, right? The play on 10. But I don't know if I can relate anything else for pacifist back to his chick being a dime piece. Run it back.
Pass the shit. My chick a dime piece like 10 pacifists. I'm on the pier with a beer bumping classic hits. They dress the nines just to wine. They just.
Yo, look at what he's look at the sign he's holding up, right? It says slept on is greater than sold out, right? So not having commercial success and not getting the numbers I exactly want is so much better than going the cheap route. That's interesting because listen to what he's saying. I think he's talking about the rap game, either that or religion. But I can't imagine he's talking about religion when he held up a sign like that.
I'm on the pier with a beer bumping classic hits. They dress the nines just to wine, they just having fits. Rather not.
Yeah, see, I was thinking of church, right? People dressing to the nines, just going there to wine and have fits. But I think he's talking about people that are successful in the rap game, right? They're well dressed, but they're whining about life and they're having fits. He's just calling out people in the industry, right?
Beer bumping classic hits. They dress the nines just to wine, they just having fits. Rather not make the hall than be there with an asterisk. This the story where the greedy lose.
Rather not make the hall. I would assume he's referring to the Hall of Fame, right? That has a Hall of Fame meaning that you're a legend. But getting there with an asterisk means that there's some sort of clause or something else to reference. So normally you say, he might, or in death, right? They'll normally in honor of or so. But I think what he's referring to is I hope people don't have something to say like, man, Marlon Craft was extremely woke. He put out some of his best music until 2021, asterisk, and then after 2021 he hit commercial success, and although he achieved XYZ, blah blah blah, so it's normally referred to like a clause or something else to refer to. He said, yo, I just want to be a legend, I just want to be a Hall of Fame without the clause, without the additional verbiage.
They dress the nines just to wine, they just having fits. Rather not make the hall than be there with an asterisk. This the story where the greedy lose to the passionate never.
This is the story or he's going shh, right? He said this is the story where the greedy lose to the passionate, right? I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how well you're supposedly doing. I'm passionate about my craft, right? Craft is literally my last name. I'm passionate about this, and you're going to lose because it's passion and purpose that are going to get me ahead of you.
Where the greedy lose to the passionate, never applaud the street shit, but new people who will clap your shit. Yeah.
Never applauded street shit, but I knew people that would clap your shit, right? Now, getting clapped, he's not talking about clapping. He's talking about clapping with that pistol, right? He's talking about getting shot, murking your ass, killing you. A lot of people don't know. It doesn't take, you don't have to be a street dude holding guns and popping off, on your block, holding down a pistol. Just being in the hood gets you in conversations. You could be at the barber shop and be like, yo, anybody here want to make a quick 2 stacks? And people be like, yo, what up? What we got to do, bro? They're like, bro, you got to fuck someone up. Or, if you want to take it a little further, we can have that conversation. And, I guarantee you there's people that are down. Fuck around and walk in 2 or 3 barber shops with that. And you'll find out, right?
It's the story where the greedy lose to the passionate, never applaud the street shit, but new people who will clap your shit. Yeah. So fuck whoever that I might have.
Look at dude that's snapping on him. Am I too big there? Like, he's just peaceful. He's in his pose, right? He's meditating. I see you with the white socks on, right? But look at dude with the classic. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Most weekends, that's how I'm dressed, moving around with the kids. I got a loose fitting t-shirt. I got my aviator lens on, right? I got the shirt is it's just a little bit much, but if I reach for that upper shelf, I'm gonna show my little tummy tum-tum, right? He got some cargo shorts on. They're above the knee. He's got the dad sandals on. Classic dad outfit, right?
Where the greedy lose to the passionate, never applaud the street shit, but new people who will clap your shit. Yeah. So fuck whoever that I might offend. You just catalyze my rise like a flight attendant. It's in my blood.
What did he say? He said, you just catalyze my rise like a flight attendant. When you think of a catalyst or catalyze, it's something that causes something, right? Or accelerates something. Just he said, you catalyze my rise like a flight attendant. Like by acting as a catalyst. Yo, that's just slick wordplay.
You just catalyze my rise like a flight attendant. It's in my blood to deal with pressure. I got hypertension.
Yo, that's good wordplay. Again, he's saying it's in my blood, and I love this because he started out slow, right? He's riding the beat. He's going in and out there. Now he's bringing that wordplay, right? Listen to what he said. He said, "It's in my blood. It's in my blood to deal with pressure." And then look at him. He's got salt there. And I believe he said hypertension. Let's just run that back. Let me make sure I got that.
It's in my blood to deal with pressure. I got hypertension.
Yeah, he's talking about his blood pressure, right? He's talking about pressure in the industry. Hypertension is another way of saying that you have high blood pressure. If you're 140 over 100, right? You have high blood pressure. You need to eliminate the salts in your life. You need to have a better diet. You need to work out more, but you need to eliminate smoking or drinking or whatnot. That's called hypertension. A lot of people just say high blood pressure.
You just catalyze my rise like a flight attendant. It's in my blood to deal with pressure. I got hypertension. Precise intentions, spite incentives, leave them quite defensive. Yeah.
What do you say? Precise intentions. When you're someone that has precise intentions, he said spite incentives, leave them quite defensive, right? I don't know if that necessarily needs a breakdown, but people get shitty, right? Now, people get shitty when you're a man and you understand your own truth and you understand the world around you, and they're not at that level yet. People get super shitty. Even more so when you're a person of color. And I hate to make this about color, but you can give him the benefit of the doubt, right? He's got his bachelor's degree. He's an educated man. He's woke. He knows what he's talking about, right? But imagine, I study constitutional law at Northern Illinois University. Imagine getting pulled over and a cop saying, you can't record me, right? And they're like, yes, I can, right? Oh, you know your law? Where did you study? They get super defensive. When you talk about unreasonable search and seizure, when you understand like Miranda rights and things like that, oh man, police get shitty because they might not have that same understanding, especially when you're a person of color. It just seems to aggravate them. So even though you know the law, sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and bite your tongue and be able to read the room. Like, yeah, I can get this thrown out in court. Let me just turn my camera on and shut the fuck up and live the fight another day, right? Choose your battles.
With pressure, I got hypertension. Precise intention, spite incentives, leave them quite defensive. Yeah, fuck a billionaire, I really care. They don't know your market value when you really rare. Bells work, I could.
They don't know your market value when you're really rare. That's such a true statement. What he's technically saying is when something is so rare, there's nothing to compare it to. And because of that, it's hard to quantify what it's worth. So he's saying like, yo, I'm extremely rare. I'm in a league of my own. It's hard to say what I'm worth because you've never seen someone like me. Excellent wordplay.
Yeah, I really care. They don't know your market value when you really rare. Bells work, I can show you how up in Hell's Church. All of that crypto can't buy you self-worth.
Crypto, he's talking about cryptocurrency, right? Like Bitcoin. It's just a play on words. It's something that has worth, and that worth is constantly changing. But he said, yo, regardless of whatever you got with crypto or cash, it still can't buy you self-worth, right? Yo, great wordplay. Again, he warmed up, and now he's just coming bar after bar.
I can show you how up in Hell's Church. All of that crypto can't buy you self-worth. Sway told me have some fun with it. Some higher power gave me heart, so I'ma run with it. Under it, hard to stomach shit, fuck it, bitch.
He said, a higher power gave me heart. And I like that he doesn't say Allah, he doesn't say Jesus, he doesn't say some Hindu deity. He just says a higher power. I think that's a intellectual approach and something that's really common with the newer generation, right? They're not as religious. They're not as political. They're very different from previous generations, and I like to see that because it shows intelligence. It's saying that, I believe in a higher power, and I think there is a higher power, but it's also saying, yo, I don't know what that is. He just says higher power, right? And I'm gonna run with it.
With it under it, hard to stomach shit, fuck it, bitch, I'ma carry on. Heavy this luggage get, but I'm very strong, youngin' if you go.
The wordplay again, what did he say earlier, right? He's talking about the flight attendant and catalyze his, right? He was talking about being on a plane, basically, and taking off. And you can hear he's bringing that right back. I don't know if a lot of people are catching that, but I believe he said, I'm a carry on. Right, but you're talking about a carry-on bag when you get on a plane that you can typically have a carry-on. And then he said, heavy this luggage get, right? He's talking about luggage again, talking about being on a plane, but this is wordplay. He's actually talking about baggage, which is another play on words for luggage and carry-on. Now, but it's heavy because you're carrying this burden, you're carrying all this baggage around. He said, yo, but I'm very strong. Man, that's a sick wordplay there. I don't know if a lot of cats are breaking that down like that.
Stomach shit, fuck it, bitch, I'ma carry on. Heavy this luggage get, but I'm very strong. Youngin' if you gon' wed the game, know it's a marathon. So
there he is again, right? He said, a lot of cats say, yo, I'm married to the game, right? Fuck bitches, I'm married to the game. Listen to what he said. He said, yo, youngin'. That's how you know he's talking to someone that doesn't know shit, right? He's just calling him youngin'. He's basically sunning this dude. He said, yo, if you're going to wed the game, understand that it's a marathon, right? It's a play on words for marathon, but being married, it's a marathon. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
This luggage get, but I'm very strong. Youngin' if you gon' wed the game, know it's a marathon. So many people called it very wrong. With me, take it all with me, nothing but gratitude for their platitudes.
Platitude, that's not something you hear a lot. A platitude is like it's a remark or a statement, especially one that has like moral content. It's supposed to be interesting or thoughtful or so, right?
Just woke up to the sun. Good afternoon. I've been moving boulders, working on my shoulders. I've been trying to find the pace.
Pace, right? He's getting momentum. We have in Illinois, not our Chicago Transit Authority, but there's another one in the suburbs called Pace. but he's talking about momentum, right?
Been getting older, they've been getting over. Tell me when that's not the case.
They've been getting over, right? Getting over, you're technically taking advantage of someone, if you would. There's someone on the bottom, but you're getting over on them, right? You're swindling them, or you're deceiving them, is what getting over on someone means.
They've been getting over. Tell me when that's not the case. But I got a little pace now. Said I got a little pace now.
He said, I got a little pace now. I got a little momentum, right? I'm on my wave. I'm riding the board now, and look, he's riding the bike. You know what would have been sick? That looks like a GoPro camera or so. It would have been sick if he had pegs on the back like they do it. You know, we used to do in the hood. You got pegs that you could ride there. You could ride on the handlebars. I would have loved to have seen a feature, and dude is just riding behind him, just straight flowing on the beat, but just like holding on. That would have been sick.
Got a little pace now. Said I got a little pace now. I ain't in a race, that's a waste. Trying to castrate my faith, castrate, we good.
That's exactly what we just said, right? He said, I'm not in a race. Think about it. Think about tortoise and the hare, right? Is it a sprint or a marathon? I love what he's saying there, because he's saying like, yo, I'm not in the race. I'm creating my own lane, right? I'm moving a certain type of way. It's not about how quick I get there. It's how long I stay there.
Then I keep it up with me. Buck 50 slicing through the tape, I clean the plate. Know that they can't really fuck with me. I've been crushing grapes, every word gon' turn to fate.
Listen to the wordplay, and I want to see if you guys are understanding that the same way as I am. I've been crushing grapes. Now, what do you do when you crush grapes? You're normally making wine, right? Or you're making grape juice, but normally it's referred something you're talking about making wine, crushing grapes with your shoes off, right? It's taking advantage of what you have and making it into something better, right? Something that's more profitable, but you have this limited amount of resources that you're using. Man, that is an excellent metaphor and just great wordplay there.
Clean the plate, know that they can't really fuck with me. I've been crushing grapes, every word gon' turn to fate. I done learned to discern a friend from a face. See, niggas ain't gon' pull you up.
You know, like you think of it like distinguishing a friend from a face, right? Understanding what people do for you and their true intentions.
I done learned to discern a friend from a face. See, niggas ain't gon' pull you up unless you drowning in LA. But every soul that stay with me,
yeah, think about that. I think J. Cole says it really well, where he says, what good is first class if my niggas can't sit, right? Where he's talking about, yo, what good is it to be rich if your mom is still working at a factory? What good is it to be rich if your brother and sister still live in the hood? What good is it to be rich if your people can't party with you? You're in VIP and they're all just in the club like, yo, what up, Marlon, right? You want to put your people on. And he said, yo, some niggas ain't going to pull you up unless you're drowning in the lake. Unless it's like dire circumstances, last resort, right? But that's not what we should be doing. We should be helping each other out. Look at a lot of, I'm mixed, right? My mom is black. My dad was Mexican. I didn't really have a good relationship with my dad or know him. He's dead now. Heroin and the drug game got him. But it makes you think about pulling people up, right? You know, from the Mexican family, the side of the family that I do know, they stick together. You'll see a lot of people that migrate from Mexico and they live in a small apartment and they only have one car. And yeah, these are a lot of stereotypes I'm referring to, but why is it that they do that? What are they doing? Well, I saw my sister was originally married to a Mexican dude, and what did they do? Well, they built up enough credit and enough money. Then they all invested, and then they went and they got an apartment building. That apartment building, then they spread out to the different floors, so they were all paying less than they would in rent, and they were all managing a mortgage. And then what did they do? They did authorized users, so they hooked all of their kids up and started building credit. So they all had great cars, right? They all had access to good things. They all had access to credit. And then what happens? They take a loan out and they get the next youngest person to get a building. Now you got somebody that's come here from Mexico. A lot of times they don't even know the language. And what did they do? They were able to establish themselves well within one generation. And now their entire family has a different outlook on life. right? They brought the entire family up because they sacrificed in the beginning. And unfortunately, that's not something that we see in a lot of black families, right? A lot of white homes, right? I know me and my black family, it's like, man, you ain't living with me, bro. Your motherfucking feet stank, right? You gonna eat all my motherfucking cereal. The badass kids. Hell no, bro. You better get you a room somewhere, right? But in other groups, right? Other ethnic groups, they take care of each other a lot more, or they value education much differently. And you'll see like Nigerians that come here. My roommate in college was Nigerian. Their first generation, him and his sister now have their PhDs, right? But their family came here poor. And it's like, man, these people are doing it within one generation. What are we doing wrong as a people when we're just in this cycle of poverty, right? We have to pull each other up. We have to work with each other, not just when someone's drowning, but we should be trying to put people on game, put people on knowledge, put people on credit, share that knowledge, and that's exactly what we're trying to do with the station. Let's get back to it.
Y'all keep a crown over their face. Niggas ain't gon' pull you up unless you drowning in LA. But every soul that stay with me, y'all keep a crown over their face. Heavy value like a bounty. Coldest nigga out the county, no one around me, keeping pace. First place, never drowsy behind the brace.
Listen to what he said, right? No one keeping pace, right? No one's keeping up with me. He said, I'm in first place, right? I don't even need to look back because no one's even rolling at the same pace as I am. And I'm in a lane of my own. But I love what he said. He said, never drowsy behind the brakes. Normally you hear that like, man, getting drowsy behind the wheel, right? He said, I'm never drowsy behind the brakes. I'm extremely woke. I understand what's going on in the world around me, and I can accelerate and brake as needed. Never drowsy. I'm never snoozing. That's just excellent wordplay.
Coldest nigga out the county, no one around me, keeping pace. First place, never drowsy behind the brace. Never lousy behind this laptop. I hit they brain like I'm crack rock when
and he just played that into never lousy behind this laptop, right? When he's writing bars or researching stuff, whatever he's doing, he said, I'm never lousy, I'm always on point, right?
Coldest nigga out the county, no one around me, keeping pace. First place, never drowsy behind the brace. Never lousy behind this laptop. I hit they brain like I'm crack rock. You win the fame in these lanes. I ain't in the games of the back top. And the pain is my match. I don't care for niggas that fast talk. I dissected like, what is you saying? You niggas half off, rag bound, not behind the.
What did he say? He said he don't care for motherfuckers that fast talk. It normally means you're bullshitting. But I didn't get what he said about rag bound. I don't understand that reference.
That fast talk. I dissected like, what is you saying? You niggas half off, rag bound, not behind the glass with a
maybe that's something that's specific to his area. Let me know in the comments if you know what rag bound is.
What is you saying? You niggas half off, rag bound, not
maybe like these dudes are on their rag, right? Like it's their time of the month. Like these dudes are really bitches. They say you guys are like twin sisters.
Niggas that fast talk. I dissected like, what is you saying? You niggas half off, rag bound, not behind the glass with a pretty flick in the background. Red just like them classic cartoons, you know I come back brown instead of love.
See again, it's hard to understand the reference. He said, like, right, dudes, he's talking about nodding behind the glass. So I'm thinking of somebody that's just, it looks like they're doing well, right? It's just pretty background work, but really, maybe they don't know.
Background, red just like.
Red like classic cartoons. Is he saying read? Like read a book? Like a book that shows animation, maybe a flip book or something? Before they had like, picture movies, right? Is he referring to that, or is he talking about that weird red that they used in old school cartoons, like when they were showing a Native American, and for some reason his entire body is red? Let me know in the comments if you know the reference.
You niggas half off, rag bound, not behind the glass with a pretty flick in the background. Red just like them classic cartoons, you know I come back brown instead of looking.
It's actually really interesting because he says red, and he could be playing the red on classic cartoons, but he's also talking about dudes being on their rag, as in their bitches, right? I think that's more likely the breakdown that he's referring to.
Glass with a pretty flick in the background. Red just like them classic cartoons, you know I come back brown instead of looking question, wondering if we whack now. Saying you niggas half off, rag bound, not behind the glass with a pretty flick. flick in the background. Red just like them classic cartoons, you know I come back round. Instead of left a question, wondering if we whack now.
And you know I come back round. I wonder, that's like, like in where I come from, it's like, yo, say something, get buck, act stupid, get stuck. And someone that tries to check you, or, I'm from Chicago. We don't really back down too often. But, yo, someone that talks shit or whatever, yo, I'll whip it, right? Bust that Yui, like, yo, what you say, bro? Who you talking to, bro? What up, fam? You good? Right? It's just a way of checking someone, like, yo, I'm here. You gonna say it to me, or you just saying it because you thought I was passing by? Oh, you thought I was a motherfucking lame, right? You thought it was just some suburban ass motherfucker driving down the street. You gonna talk some shit on some road rage shit, and you didn't know I was a real motherfucker. Yeah, I fuck around and whip it back around on your ass, and now what you talking about? My bad, bro. I ain't know. You ain't know what, motherfucker. Sit your ass down. Or they see you sitting there and they think you're just some lame. Yo, I'm 6'1", 1.75. I'm 6'2", about 330 pounds at least. I'm a big boy. I fuck around, get out the car, and beat your motherfucking ass. Fuck around and find out this old motherfucker still can throw motherfucking what, slap box your ass just to treat your life.
Better left the question, wondering if we whack now.
But I'm a peaceful man.
I've been moving boulders, working on my shoulders. I've been trying to find the pace.
I've been moving boulders, right? I'm getting things out of my way. Because I'm in my own lane, it's not paved for me, right? I'm in my own lane. So that means I got to put in the work to clear the lane. He said, yo, I'm moving boulders, kind of working on my shoulders, right? Trying to find a pace. Yo, that's sick, because he's finding his own lane, he's finding his place in the industry, and he's just making his own way, moving boulders and shit out the way. Nice.
I've been getting older, they've been getting over. Tell me when that's not the case. But I got a little pace now. Said I got a little pace now.
Again, man, somebody riding on the pegs with a sick flow would have been nice with that.
I ain't in a race.
Someone like on the pegs, just holding like a big gulp, right? And just flowing on the beat would have been just sick. I could just imagine that visual.
That's a waste, trying to castrate my faith, castrate, we good.
Yo, I like that, man. That was exactly what I expected, right? That was the kind of wordplay that I expected from Marlon. And yo, it was nice, man. I think there's a lot of bars that are so hidden. And sometimes I worry about that because I listen to somebody like Black Thought, right? And they're so lyrically dense. I'm like, man, who did they write this for? Who do they think is going to be able to reference the Hebrew Bible and these like historical moments in time? Like the average listener I don't even have a computer when I'm normally listening to hip hop. It's just like vibing out, but yo, I love it because it's something intelligent. I feel like it's some form of trivia too, right? It's kind of like going to a trivia night and like, oh man, I know that. I kind of think of it like Slumdog Millionaire. Like I know it because I lived a lot of this stuff, not because I studied a lot of this stuff. And I don't know, it's a weird feeling. But yo, I love it. If you're a fan of the intellectual breakdown, right, dedicating the type of time that an artist like Marlon Craft deserves, unpacking the bars, right, putting the bars, laying them out on the table, like, ooh, look at all those bars, appreciating the art. Man, if you're a fan, show some love, subscribe to the channel. We just started at the start of the year. We're already pushing 400 to 500 subscribers, so it's growing relatively quick, and I love it. If we can get a good platform, there's no limit to the good music and good knowledge that we